Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I'm about to show you right now is the modern day version of quartering soldiers in your home, spearheaded by our old friends across the pond, the UK, and it is the next step around the red flag law evolution, because everything that we're about to show you is where the gun controlling left will go in this country within months. I promise you that. We know these people. It's insanity. Everything will be linked in the description box below. I can't wait to hear what you guys think, and of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. And the content today is brought to you by Sportsman's Guide. And honestly, the boiling down point here, if it's outside, it's at Sportsman's Guide. So if you've got any kind of need for an adventure you got coming up this spring, whether it's from Irish Setter, Nomad, Vortex, all the heavy-hitting brands, or you just want some ear pro for your next freedom adventure again in the spring, Sportsman's Guide is an option. In fact, from April 14th through the 27th, 25% off all Walker's ear protection heading your way. So I want to make sure you guys knew they sponsor this content, but now let's get to the next evolution of the red flag infringement situation. This is where it's going. Mark my words. I promise. Let me know if you guys agree in the comments. Gun crime survivors create scheme to stop violent partners owning firearms. Some police forces in England and Wales now ask spouses to flag dangerous traits or mental health problems. And here's what I want you to understand as we go forward. This is the lens to look through. Here in the United States, the red flag laws are all based on the impetus driving from those that will report people they know on different degrees, depending on what state you are, to the state. And then the state holds a hearing without you knowing about any of the charges against you or any of the accusations. You don't get to face your accuser, no due process whatsoever, and then they take your guns. That's the individual going to the state. In England, what we're about to show you is the state soliciting the individual for the same outcome. Very minute, fine-tuned difference, but it's the next step. The government wants more information, and they're soliciting it in order to take more guns. That's the key here. Let me show you what they're doing. I promise you this will be floated by the left here in the United States around gun control. Mark my words. Survivors of gun crime committed by violent and coercive partners have worked with police to create a groundbreaking scheme designed to stop more dangerous offenders from being allowed licensed firearms, because licenses exist in the UK. The women have helped police frame a questionnaire that firearms officers will put to the partners of people wanting a license, which it is hoped will flag up issues such as a propensity to violence or mental health problems. Now, this already smacks of the good moral behavior or good moral requirement. That's what it is, good moral requirement in New York. They're already on this road. But again, that key distinction of soliciting an individual versus the individual soliciting the government is a very, very fine point. Let's keep going. A criticism of the gun licensing system in England and Wales has been that the voices of partners have not been heard, even though they may be the best place to highlight any dangers. Under Project Titanium, partners are asked 30 questions, including, would your partner ever get professional help if they had any mental health issues? Okay, that's not broad. Would your partner ever hurt an animal? Hunters. Has your partner ever threatened to use or has used a weapon against you? Both of those things are crimes. They would already be on record if you reported them. But have they talked about hurting an animal like hunting? Ooh, I'm not sure a license is going to be available for you. Wait until I show you how they're going to do it and their mentality on this. Again, this goes back to quartering soldiers in your homes. This has shades of the tyranny that our country was founded in resisting directly here. History doesn't always repeat itself perfectly, but it dang sure rhymes. And the UK kind of has a history of doing this anyway, and then we slapped them 1776, America come at me. Let's keep going. Listen to some of these numbers, and you tell me if this is at all odd. More than 5,000 firearms and shotgun license grants and renewals have been completed using Project Titanium questionnaire since the trials began. 7 licenses have been revoked or removed or blocked. So I did the math on this. It's about 0.0014%. So every single person this is applied to, and the capture rate is 0.0014%. This is in England where they don't have the same rights that we do. But this is the idea. This is what they're willing to do in order to capture a potential 0.0014%. Let's continue, because this gets real rough real fast. Here comes more infringements, because the due process wasn't enough for lefties. Now they got to go after quartering soldiers in their homes too. Check this out. The idea for Project Titanium came out of a conversation between Rachel Williams and Gwent Police Firearms Licensing Officer, who asked her what needed to be done to keep more people safe. Oh, look at that. Safety again. Safety, rights, all these things, they're all tied together. Williams was surprised when she learned there was no questionnaire routinely sent to partners of people who wanted guns. That's the part where they are routinely being solicited to report their family members. It's a great thing. It's going to keep everyone safe. This is red flag laws inverted, and this is the government soliciting the ability to take firearms. Just you have to fill out this form. The left in this country, they're cut from the exact same cloth. I can't put an exact number on it, but you will see this. Because it's an election year, I would normally say this is like 6 to 8 months till you see this here. But I would expect after the election, you're probably going to see this in January and into February when the state legislatures go back into session in deep blue bastions. You can mark it on a calendar. We'll see if I'm right. But this is the next step of red flag laws. You no longer are required to solicit to the government. The government will solicit you. We got you. It's all about convenience and safety. Now, this is the part where we're getting to quartering of soldiers. Listen to this. Inspector Jody Davies, a Gwent Police Firearms Licensing Department, who developed the scheme with Bragg and Williams, said the key aim was to make sure people closest to the applicants were heard. Quote, "It's allowing the partners or family members to have a voice in the process and ensuring they are able to tell us information that perhaps we didn't know. Who would know better than the person or part of a partner, who would know that person better than the partner or family member in the household?" That is exactly why they quartered soldiers in our homes in the colonies. Hashtag 1776. You had no privacy. You had no rights. You were being reported and spied on by the very people who lived with you. If you aren't doing anything wrong in your home, then you should have no reason to oppose having a soldier. That's exactly the point. All of these arguments are getting more and more salient because this is a real thing based in history, and history does not always repeat exactly verbatim, but it dang sure rhymes, and that right there is quartering soldiers in the modern day by utilizing and recruiting family members to be the soldiers. We'll see it here, and we'll fight it when they bring it. I will see you guys on the next one. Let me know what you think, and I hope you have an amazing day.